The LGB.
LGB has nothing to do with the TQ plus.
This is it. They want nothing to do with them. It has nothing to do with them. Nothing. The LGB has nothing to do with the TQ plus. Tell us, Amir.
The LGB is sexuality, and the TQ plus is identity. You can't deny that these are two complete.
He come in and dropped the truth bomb straight away. Do you know what them people would do to him right now?
Completely separate groups. One has everything to do with who someone is with, and another has everything to do with how that person presents themselves, what their personality is like, if they're suffering gender dysphoria, a whole ball of things. And don't forget TQ plus, that plus being an additional things that just keep adding to the list.
It's gonna go on. It's pie.
LGB, clearly defined, we know what it is, we know what it stands for, and it's done. The TQ plus is not. And on that note, biology matters. There's male and there's female, and the LGB is rooted and depends on biology to even exist. The definition of a homosexual is to be sexually attracted to one's own sex. The definition of a heterosexual is to be attracted to the opposite sex. The definition of bisexuality is to be attracted to both sexes. Again, male and female sexes.
I sense a rapture within the LGBTQ plus HDTV community. LGHDTV, sorry, community. There's gonna be a split. You're gonna have one side, the army of the LGB. So lesbians, butch lesbians, picture it, butch lesbians, gays, the fairies and the butch ones. You're gonna have bisexuals there. You don't know, is that a man, is it a woman? Not too sure. They're gonna be all there, lined up with their war paint on. On the other side, you're gonna have, we don't know what they actually are, because they don't know what they are. So it's going to be a bunch of theys. It's just they. A crowd, a group of they, just there. But basically, you're just going to see blue and pink hair, just like a sea of blue and pink hair, and as the camera zooms in close to see what they're doing. Camera zoom and they're like that. Can't hear the audio yet. The camera zoom. They're screaming. They're standing there screaming. What are they screaming? You hear? They say, "I'm not a woman." No, I'm just joking. I don't know what they're screaming. We are they. Something like that. It's gonna happen. The rapture is coming.
Biology. It's not about culture. It's not how someone presents themselves. It's not about what gender someone says they are. It's literally biology. The only way you can change this is by creating new words and changing the definition. And that's exactly what the TQ plus side of things are doing.
That's what they're doing.
The erasure of woman. Context.
The erasure of woman. Important.
Creator Savannah Edwards.
I was saying it earlier. It seems like, or I was saying feminists, but it's these groups as well. They hate women. For some reason, I don't know why.
Words sum this up really well. The use of cisgender terms has nothing to do with male and female. It has everything to do with affirming a trans person's identity. In order for the phrase trans women are women to make sense, you have to change what woman means. Let's dive into this. So we have female, which is a biological woman, and then you have a girl, which is a biological female child, and then you have a woman, which is a biological female adult. Very cut and dry. It's been this way for forever. But now we have a cis woman, which is a biological woman.
No, we don't. We don't have cis woman. That doesn't exist. I don't know what that is.
That identifies as a woman.
What's that?
And you have trans woman, which is a...
So, wait. A cis woman is a biological woman who identifies as a woman. Did this. Mental illness.
A biological man that identifies as a woman. and we've effectively turned woman into an identity, and we've...
Indeed you have. And this is the thing that gets me. This really gets me, because women and being a woman is far more greater and far more deeper than I identify as a woman. I find that outrageous. I don't know. Maybe I'm old school. That's my opinion. But I think a woman is far more vaster than simply saying I identify as a woman. Nah.
Stripped biology away from that, including female. So female isn't even biology anymore. It's just an identity. And the problem that we have is we have a growing subset of biological women, just women, that's what we used to call them, women, getting upset because they are not an identity. Being a woman is not an identity. It's their reality. This is their real life. Yes. They are a woman.
That's
being
what it is.
A woman and being a female is not...
And it goes back to what he said earlier, which is, that's what the cis woman thing is to affirm the identity of trans women. That's what it is. They play very messed up linguistic games to bend the meaning of things. It's actually quite dangerous when you really think about it. The thought police are on their way.
About an identity. It is their existence. This is why some women find offense with Dylan Mulvaney, because Dylan Mulvaney started their career making a mockery off of every woman and all the stereotypes.
I totally disagree with that Dylan, that guy, what he does. I totally disagree with it. I'm not with it. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think I ever will be a fan of that sort of... I don't know what to call it. It's a sickness of the mind. That's what I personally think is. It's a mental illness and people celebrating it. But I'll never affirm it, and I'll never encourage that sort of behavior. Never.
Types that they have.
Day one of being a girl, and I have already cried 3 times. I wrote a scathing email that I did.
This is just taking a piss. This is almost satirical. It's almost like a joke. Yeah, I'll send you one in a minute. But this is almost like a mockery of women. I think maybe this guy's trolling. Maybe he's trolling.
Did not send. I ordered dresses online that I couldn't afford, and then when someone asked me how I was, I said I'm fine when I wasn't fine. How'd I do, ladies? Good.
What's this? It's a mockery. It's a mockery of women. That's what it's doing.
Girl power.
This is why some women find offense to the growing amount of trans women saying that they experience a period.
My period?
But you're a man, you can't experience a period. That's it. That is impossible. If you're... I need to call my niece and just make sure. I have to ask her. She'll tell me. It's impossible. If you are born a male, it's impossible that you have period. You do not have a uterus. What sort of sickness is this? Eh?
I experience every month is very real.
I think the really crappy thing about having a period every month.
This is why some women find it an offense to be called a chest feeder and a birthing person.
Quote, birthing people. I've never heard the term before. Can you explain what it means?
There are certain
birthing people, you see how they're diminishing women. They hate women. Why? They're diminishing their role to simply birthing person. Well, that's a woman. That's a woman gives birth, not a birthing person. Huh? That's a woman. Mental illness. This is a mental sick. We're in an epidemic. We're in a fucking epidemic. There's fucking epidemic. The fuck?
People who do not have gender identities that apply to female or male. So we think our language needs to be more inclusive in how we deal with complex issues.
The TQ Plus is demanding to be accepted and validated, all at the expense of biological women. And that's exactly what J.K. Rowling was talking about. Her tweet stated, if sex isn't real, then there's no same-sex attraction. If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased. I know and I love trans people, but erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth. And like
100%, and she got a lot of flack for that. She got people started boycotting the game that you know, the Hogwarts game. Nothing to do with her. It's just her IP, but boycotting the game because of it. Sickness, mental illness, and this cancel culture sort of sickness. Whoa. We must scrub the plate clean.
she said, we want to meaningfully discuss these topics. We want to be loving. We want to be respectful.
Yeah.
This is about making sense of the world that we live in today. The TQ plus community is effectively changing definitions and meanings, all while calling anyone transphobic if they question it or don't understand it.
And that's what it is. It's also as well that they gatekeep. They gatekeep that community. I can't, for example, approach them and say, oh, I identify as a black lesbian woman. I identify as a black lesbian woman. I'm here to join your community. No, they would gatekeep it and they would call me ridiculous for that concept. Why? When I identify it, I identify as a frog. Why? Why won't you let me into your inclusive? No, it's because they gatekeep and they vet every member that they have in there. This one is definitely woke. Yeah, this one's woke enough. Get in there. This one, no. This one's trolling. No, they gatekeep. So it's not an inclusive society. It's just, it's a bullshit society full of people that really need to seek help. They really do.
The erasure of gays. The TQ plus is telling me that men can be women and women can be men. Okay, then what does that make me as a gay man? As a gay man that's gay because he does not like vagina, he likes penis. What am I supposed to do when I'm confronted with someone that's claiming to be a man but has a vagina?
What the fuck's that then? What's that? Is he meant to like that because they identify as a man but they have a vagina? I don't fucking get it. This is sickness. It needs to stop. I swear to God. Honestly, it needs to stop. We have to slow down on this shit, bro. We honestly need to slow down on this shit. Brother, I identify as a bank manager. Yeah, I identify as rich. I identify, my pronouns are where, who. It could just get very ridiculous. It's just so silly. There is no border to this bullshit. I agree with the fact that there's two sexes. Yeah, there's male, female. And there's infinite personalities. That's it. If you want to say gender's a construct, cool, man, but you're born with a penis or you're born with a vagina. That's facts. And in society we call the one with the variety of human that comes with a penis, we call that a man. And the variety of human that comes with a vagina, we call that a woman. So that's like facts. This is it. They're the first things, yeah? Like, and then there's infinite personalities. If you want to get rid of gender, all right, cool. There's no male, female. All right, fuck it. There's a penis and vagina though, yeah. There's penis and vagina, and then a million personalities. But all right, Mr. Rockman personality. Stop before you tell me what you are and how you feel. Do you have a penis or do you have a vagina? But it's soon gonna end up being like that. We just gotta be blunt. Like, huh? Stop all that talking. I don't care what you identify as. I don't care about your rock people and your Flint family. We do not care about rubble. Do you have a penis or do you have a vagina? They'll be offended and they'll start screaming in your face and run away. This is what these people do. Sick in the mind, go seek the help that you desperately need. It's clear. Society is telling you. And now the LGB, part of the LGBTQ, LGHDTV community, the LGB is separating itself from it. Loads of LGB community members are coming out saying, oh, pride events are becoming very sexual. Oh, don't take your kids to pride. These are gays that are saying it about an event that's celebrating them. What is it now? Pride year? I don't know. But, you know, even they're saying they're separating themselves from it. So then it's beginning to me to seem that sexual deviants and mentally deranged and mentally sick people have actually took the guys and hidden under the umbrella of LGBTQ, etc. community, you know?
I'm not transphobic for not wanting to be with a vagina. I'm gay for a reason. We have definitions.
He likes penis. He said he likes penis. Why are you forcing him to like a biological female who identifies as a male? Why are you forcing him to like that? You can't do that to people. Sickness of the mind, go seek the help. There are specialists.
And meanings and words for a...
Well, but nowadays we live in a twisted society that probably the specialists will affirm the delusion. Oh, good God. Stop the ship. I want to get the fuck off.
reason. It's literally 2023 and you have lesbians being kicked off of lesbian dating apps for being transphobic.
Because they're gatekeeping, of course. You have to play by the rules and you have to follow their fucking ideology to the letter before they would allow you to be in their community. Of course, they gatekeep. Of course. Didn't you know that?
For not wanting to be with someone who has a penis.
We are a platform for all lesbians, trans lesbian, non-binary lesbians. You are all part of our lesbian community.
So wait, hold on. In the lesbian community, you got biological men in there claiming to be lesbians. They've been listening to Drake too much.
Let that sink in. You have lesbians being kicked off of lesbian dating apps because they're being transphobic for not wanting to be with trans women who have penises. This is what I was...
Yeah, but I'm a woman. But I'm a woman. But I'm a woman. But I'm a woman. But I'm a what? Shut up. This is enough. This is sick.
saying about the LG.
By the way, the brother's very based. It will be in the... I'll put it in the description. He's based.
B being different from the TQ+. The LGB relies on biology and the TQ+ is all identity. And they are changing definitions and meanings. Being gay doesn't even mean liking penis anymore. It just means liking men, but I'm gay because I...
The identity of man, and then you become to the... You have to do fucking brain gymnastics to justify the bullshittery.
don't like vagina. Like, I don't... I don't understand the world that we're living in today. And if you're still watching this, I applaud you, because this shit is mental gymnastics. Because we...
Me and him. Me and him. Connection of waves.
really can't... I always say this. We cannot defend something we can't define. Everyone is confused. Like I said before, the LGB is very clear and concise and easy to understand.
Yeah.
We have the definitions. We understand what it means to be a lesbian.
And that has been going on for fucking centuries. Since the conception of men, lesbian, gays, lesbians, bisexuals. There's never been a frogman who identifies as a cat and needs a cat litter tray in his classroom. So while he's teaching his 7-year-old students, he's taking a shit and burying it under the rubble because he identifies as... There's never been that.
A gay person or a bi person. Cut and dry, done. The TQ+, we have no idea. It is forever
don't know what that
changing. It
is.
is forever.
It's personalities, because personalities are infinite. Everyone is different. So that LGBTQ plus is literally pi. It's a never-ending sequence. It will never end because that's like personalities. Or frog person, horse person. What are you gonna try and do? Identify every fucking idea? It's an actual sickness. Jesus Christ, you're on the Titanic, everyone's about to die. The women and children first, please. What would happen in today's day and age? We all seen it, we all know the meme. Did you just call me a woman? Did you just... You'll be all dead, we'll be dead, no one survives. Now they're dead, kill them all. Yes, win iceberg.
Growing. LGBTQ+ community is way too big, way too overdrawn, and it does not...
Way too vague, way too undefined, way, you know, it's not fucking clear. Shit!
Speak for all LGBT people. This is why you have a growing subset
Drives me
of
crazy.
them speaking up and speaking out against this.
And I'll always respect real gays, real lesbians, and real bisexual people like these. And the people with... I will even push the boat out, right? And I'll say actual trans people, the real ones. the real ones. Them. I commend them, and I have friends that are gay and like lesbian friends. I haven't got trans friends, I'll be honest. I haven't got no trans friends like that, and I think I've known a couple of bisexual people, but I do have real good gay and lesbian friends, and they're real, and they're as well against all of this shit. Like, they don't go to Pride because it's sexual deviancy.
And people say that we can't separate the LGB from the TQ plus because trans people are at the forefront for fighting for LGB rights. I get it, but here's the deal. Just because a group of people did something good does not mean that group needs to be praised for eternity. We all love NASA and space exploration, but I don't see us praising the group who created it. With this TQ plus community, if anybody can be anything at a moment's notice, what is the point of anything? You got people claiming to be trigender.
I am trigender, which means...
No, darling, you're not trigender. Your mind's is in a knot, maybe a triangle knot, and you need to unknot that shit because something's wrong there. For fuck's sake, please.
Means like a triangle, I have 3 genders. Yeah. Male, female, and non-binary.
Oh, that's crazy. So every day you wake up and you get to choose, or it's chosen for you. How does it work? We need to really look at this in the psychological sense, because that's not normal. But we know what they're trying to do. They're trying to move the goalposts on what normal is. Soon it's going to be diabolical out there, fathers. I promise you. Doc Dabs, I appreciate you for popping in, bro. Marksman says they have changed to more of a sorority than a sexuality. Exactly, my bro. Yes, it's like gatekept, and it's well guarded, so to speak. You must say the holy words before you enter the coven of witches. Oh la la Gina, you know, I identify as a woman. I identify as a woman. What the fuck? I almost got possessed, but I almost summoned it. I almost summoned the spirit. Jesus Christ. Bro, the LGBT people I used to know never went Pride, but all my straight friends did. You see what I'm saying? It's very suspicious. I identify as a seasoned winter because my heart is cold and my personality is icy. Exactly. Where do we draw the line? There is no line. And like you said, then what's the fucking point of anything?
And we've already discussed this in a separate video, but you got the TQ plus pushing themselves on children and transitioning children. A new inclusive. If you're trans,
do you see what they do? Pushing themselves onto children. I draw the line at children. Do whatever the hell you want, but do not involve children. That is where the line is. There's an iron electrified fence with swords and dragons. Do not pass this fucking line, because you don't involve kids, because we see what you're trying to do. You're trying to indoctrinate the next generation into believing this wide goalpost normality of yours. No. We see you demons. And we know that the future generation are far more technologically advanced than every generation is changeable, technologically gifted use. So we're aware that a lot of them are not with this bullshit as well. A lot of children, there's a lot that are coming out. Again, we're watching the minority of it, and they've blown it up, especially on media. But the majority of children are separating themselves from it as well. I've got a few videos which we'll watch another time, but kids are beginning to be like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? Which is heartwarming, because the future generation is in good hands, I believe, for sure. Because I believe ultimately there still is great parents today. There still is great parents today which are gonna then bring great parents of tomorrow. You know what I mean? I firmly believe that. I have faith, Arthur. I do.
That's fine. You're a grown adult, do what you want, but you need to acknowledge what you are. You can't force the entire world to affirm your identity and say, yes, if you are a trans woman, you are a woman.
Yeah, because do you know what that points to? That points to not only the fact that are you happy to identify with yourself. So it's not only an issue with your self-identity, which they preach that it is. You're not only happy with identifying. You can identify as whatever you want. Society has told you that as well. You can identify as a woman if you want, you know, and you're a man. You can. You can do that if you want, and we'll affirm it even. But that's not even enough. They want everyone in every facet of society, even people that totally disagree with this stupidity, which I get totally, I understand that. But they want everyone of every facet of life to indulge in their fantasy. I'll call it a fantasy because it actually is. It's like, you are not a woman. You are a man dressing up as a woman. That's ultimately what you are. Don't care how you feel. Then it goes down to, this is a mental issue. This is a gender dysphoria mental issue which you need to seek help for. Don't go around and have society affirm this mental illness and then we all have to participate in this fallacy. No, sir, I will draw the line there. Bring the dragons out.
No, you are transitioning for a reason. Let's be real here. And I'm not going to sit here and be called transphobic because I don't want to be with a man who has a vagina. Let's cut the crap.
It's
when
ridiculous.
words lose their meaning, it is very easy
ridiculous.
for society to crumble. We can't function in a society if we're not even having conversations. And to have a conversation is to have a basic understanding of what the words mean.
Yeah, and that's where they begin to draw their line, which is they don't even have the conversation. They shut the conversation down. Or that's how wars begin. That's literally the beginning of wars, when two sides do not communicate with each other. That's how bloody war begins, you nutters. There must be a discourse and a dialogue between the two parties that disagree. This has to happen in every facet of fucking life. This has to happen. Because if you have a group of people there with all their yes men around them, and you have a group of people that disagree with them and have all their yes men around them, then in their mind they're right. You must have discourse, otherwise you will be nuking each other. Like, it's ridiculous.
That you can actually converse and talk to one another. But again, we can't do that if we're destroying language and what words even mean to begin with. So be sure to subscribe because I do have a video coming out on this very soon. I just want to respect biology, common sense, and rational conversation.
Yes, and
that's
I agree
all
with
I
you.
want. And
I
am
totally
I trying
agree.
to be hateful? No. Are a lot of us trying to be hateful? No. It's just that LGB is completely fed up and tired of being lumped into everything that the TQ plus community is doing. Even when you look at these websites like Glenson and HRC, a lot of the LGBTQ initiatives have everything to do with the TQ plus. I've talked about my concerns, I've talked about my problems with trans kids, but this one's a big one because the LGB keeps getting lumped into the TQ plus, and that plus is so dangerous because people are just adding things to it, and it's
never
just
ending.
being accepted and okay. And I don't want any part of that. And there's a lot of LGB people who feel the same way. So, as always, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. It means the world to me to have your support. Make sure to subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and like this video. It helps me out a ton. And let me know your thoughts below. I would love to know your opinion on the LGB versus the TQ plus and any other ideas or topics that you would love to hear me talk about. As always, make sure that you're going out there becoming the best version of yourself and understand that no one's going to change your world for you. Much love, and I'll see you in the next video. And deuces.
Absolute Legend is absolutely based. He's 100% spot on. Sorry, he's 100% spot on. Nothing was wrong